So as you prepare to sell your home, it's important to understand the role of down payment in the home buying process. The down payment is the amount of money that the buyer pays up front to obtain their financing for their new home, which is separate from their closing cost. Now, the down payment can vary depending on the type of financing that the buyer is using. For VA loans, the down payment can be as little as 0%, and there's certain fees that a VA buyer can't pay for. But typically, VA buyers are very strong. It's always nice to close a deal with the buyers who served in the armed services. Now, for FHA loans, the minimum down payment is 3.5% of the purchase price. An important thing on FHA loans, if a buyer puts down less than 10% for their down payment, the loan will have mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. And that on a $400,000 home could be an additional $125 in payments. Now, this started around 2013 to make up for the losses that the banks took in the crash. A nice thing on FHA loans is they're sometimes assumable. So if a home buyer purchased, say, in 2020 and got a 2.5% interest rate, it's a super attractive selling point. So if you yourself purchase a home with an FHA loan, just call your lender and find out if the loan is assumable. Now, with VA loans, the VA loans are always assumable, but only by another serviceman or servicewoman. But for conventional loans, the down payment can range from 3 to 20% of the purchase price. Now, for conventional loans, if it's an investor, those down payments are typically 25 to 30% down. Now, it's important for the buyer to work with their lender to determine the appropriate down payment amount to secure the best financing terms. So keep in mind that the buyer can always choose to put down additional funds, especially if they're selling their current home and moving that equity to the new purchase. Another point to touch on is down payment assistance. There are multiple programs available for first-time home buyers that can help them get into the first home. And these programs are always changing depending on the amount of funds they have, etc. But feel free to reach out and I'll let you know which programs I'm aware of. So as a seller, understanding the down payment requirements can help you better assess the strength and viability of a buyer's offer. So if you're selling as well as buying a new home, I would be happy to provide you with a list of lenders that I've worked with. It's always a good idea to get a head start on the financing process. So please let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. You can always get me on my cell at 702-510-9625.